Jaybocka taking on Jackmon. Jackmon in the blue corner with the blue trunks. Jaybocka in the red corner with the gold and black trim. Both boxers fighting by way of North America East. Jackmon coming in at 5'6", Jaybocka coming in at also 5'6", 2,500 plus elo for Jaybocka. This is going to be a good round indeed. Going to be probably one of our most contentious battles. Jaybocka not known for a fighting style that people really love, if I'm going to be honest, man. All right, let's quickly take a look at the sponsor for the evening. Shout outs to Deadeye VR. You know, I've seen a lot of bloody knuckles from the people in the community playing this game, right? So, you know, you got to protect those hands at all times. Stationary or room scale, Deadeye's got you covered, man. Full wrist support, an elastic controller band to keep that thing locked in, optional finger slots for total button control, and 1-inch padding to keep those hands safe, no matter if you're training, sparring, or just throwing down with the homies. Please hit the link in the description below and use RSVR5 for 5% off your order. Every purchase helps the channel and helps us support the boxers in future events. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get it on to the next battle. And Solly, hopefully this match doesn't end up being controversial as well.
I mean, we will see, but there's something I always like to tell people, right? Like there is counter styles and counterplay to certain things. You know, if someone is running away, there are, you know, it's not 100% of the time it'll work. Sometimes they really are just avoiding the fight, but there are things that you can do, right? You can control the space a little bit, and especially in stationary, right? You can try to work them into the corners, really cut off their distance and escape routes, right? Like, I think a lot of times people see these running away styles, they think of it only as like a forward linear back. But really, you can battle for space in a lot of different ways, even if you're not directly engaging.
Yeah, now 100%, man. And we're off to a different kind of pace right now than the last fight. Honestly, the last two boxers are fighting across the ring. These boxers are comfortable fighting inside of their own armpits, it seems. Got to be careful with that, especially right now. The ref, even though he's lax, right? We call him Judge Chill's Lane here because he'll wait forever to actually take a point deduction. But we got to be careful. Got to be more careful. Jay Kun in the chat. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, right now I'm looks like Jackmon is being some kind of technical issue. Whoa. Now let's see what's going on.
Jaybocka, hold on for a second. Jackmon, everything good? All right, both boxers. It might have been a play space glitch, to be honest. That thing has happened. It does happen every once in a while where the play space will move, especially in room scale. So it might jump over 2 or 3 feet to the left. So you just got to be careful of that. But it looks like both boxers are back in on the action now. Now we're seeing this new style of Jaybocka, man. Very elusive. He's going to be using a lot of head movement. Ooh, big collision there.
And what's funny is I actually think this is the better style for Jaybocka and for this game, right? Like you can win the runaway, you know, a match with the runaway fight, but it's not what the game is really encouraging you to do. This is, you know, throwing that volume, getting good shots. Like he actually has decent technique. You just gotta, you know, be a little more comfortable when people start throwing those hands back at you. Can't run all the way back.
Oh, absolutely. And also with all that additional head movement, right? Especially as you're ducking. Now we noticed that Jaybocka does kind of like duck to avoid the return fire after he throws a punch. But if he leans into it a little bit more preemptively, he's going to get a bit more of that body effort put in behind his punches. So we've seen people, especially after throwing that right, they kind of like duck down. And here we go. Both boxers now getting turned around just a little bit. Big right coming down from the man, Jackmon. Couple of rush down hooks. He's got Jaybocka hurt. This is the time where Jackmon needs to go in for the kill. Jaybocka holding on to his dear life right now. If Jackmon can just land a good shot. Afro Samurai in the chat saying, free thy hands. Let the hands free. Hashtag free the hands. Round number 1 out of the gate now. This time, a little bit more action. Jackmon just now very, very close to getting Jaybocka down, if he can just find the right level of timing. And the interesting thing about this patch as well is that directional hits do matter, right? So if you see somebody ducking down a lot, you got to catch them with an uppercut. You got to be able to hit them with a smash. You got to time which way they're going to go, even if you have to kind of set them up with a feint just to see where they like to move their head and then cash in on that damage. We've had a first round now. We've been able, Jackmon has been able to see what Jaybocka has in store. This is the time where he now needs to set the trap and capitalize on it. Right now, it's Halloween, but this man out here doing a Thriller dance. Look at his head just going back and forth.
Yeah, this has been, got to be careful not to taunt, but a little bit of celebration for a good time is we'll allow it there.
Yeah. Now Jackmon having some problems as well, Solly. So it looks like his he says his stupid headset keeps taking me out of his my play space and he can't control it.
That's a trouble. Is this something that he thinks he can fix, or is this just going to have to be?
I think he's going to try to have like the Mr. Resi man taking a screenshot. Yes. So I think he's going to try to fight through it. But Jackmon, got to let you know that if there's something of a bit of an issue, if you know it's going to affect your fight, it's better to end the round, fix it, and then come back. But if he decides to go through this round, we're going to have to let it rock.
Yeah, I agree. Technical issues happen. I mean, this is still a new emerging technology. It's an early access game. This is, everyone here is still, even a veteran here is like, I've been here for a couple of months, right? we're ancient and we've only been doing this for like 2 years,
right?
2, 3 years,
right? It feels like forever. Back to the action though. That play space issue is going to be something that's going to mess with Jackmon. Honestly though, Solly, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jaybocka has an opportunity to take advantage of this because Jackmon is going to look like he's going to continue this fight with this little bit of a handicap.
And it's such a gutsy move, right? Like, you got to respect it, but man, is that not pleasant, right? Like, not only are you dealing with whatever the game is giving you in terms of like whenever you're losing and getting the flash on the punches, but like you're just getting an unpleasant VR experience, right? Like your floor is moving out from under you. You're like fighting a boxing match and a stand attack all at the same time.
100% indeed. Now it's one interesting thing that's new with Jaybocka's style. He's using that lead hand to kind of post up. Trying to get the range, and that left hand is going to be his big damage there. Jackmon, Jaybocka, I got to warn you guys. Warning, do not turn your back on your opponent. You've been warned before in the prelims. And here we go on the offensive now. Jackmon with the shorter arms, trying to find his reach in. Jackmon hurt though. Big counter hit damage coming down from Jaybocka.
Yeah, Jay just having the advantage there, being the longer fighter, and he's very good at moving his head out of the damage line, and just maximizing this range to its full effect. Jackmon is looking for that big shot, but he is not having an easy time finding it.
Not at all. Not at all. And Jaybocka continually looking for the big left hand, trying to post up on Jackmon. Jackmon's got to see that big left coming and counter it. Looks like a little bit of a play space issue there for Jackmon, but Jackmon landing some serious blows.
And I like what I did there, just right out of that, just decided, screw it, I'm going to throw hands.
Yeah.
And, I think that worked for him. He might just have to do that, catch Jay when he's not expecting it. Right. And there it is. Some good body shots, good taps to the head. And I think Jackmon might have done enough, maybe not enough to win the round, but definitely to put him back out of, that 10-8 range where the damage is just out of control.
Yeah. One of the things that you mentioned it there at the end of the round, man, I really like what I was seeing from Jackmon. He stopped headhunting so much. If you pay attention to how Jaybocka plays, man, he's posting up, he's leaning back, he's looking to make himself as long and as distant as possible so he can load up the left on you, right? But it doesn't move, especially in stationary, that body. Right. And if that hand is extended, the body is open. There's nothing there to defend it. And honestly, you got to be looking out for it. But I like how Jackmon was starting to work the body. We don't have stuns to the body any win because the rules of the draw goes to who had the most knockdowns and then who had the most damage. So right now, Jackmon really, the pressure is really on for Jackmon here He definitely has to be the one to put himself out there, bring the fight to Jaybocka, and that looks like exactly what he's setting out to do.
Absolutely. And I think this is going to be a slightly different match now that Jackmon has the power. Let's go.
And that man, I don't know what went down there at the end of that knockdown. He ran to both corners, but this is exactly what Jackmon needs. He needs to bring the sauce to Jaybocka, as Afro Samurai and I've just dubbed it, hashtag free the hands, Jackmon, free the hands. And we are off to a firefight. Jaybocka hurt again. Jackmon got to be careful. Oh, and Jackmon.
My God. Brutal. This is an entirely new Jackmon.
I mean, I guess the urgency is getting to him, though.
Headset.
Oh, my God. Toes in the chat saying, nah, bro, chill. Nah, it's not time to chill. Jackmon needs a TKO. He needs a decisive win. He doesn't need this to go to the scorecards at all. You know what I mean? Jaybocka now fighting back furiously, trying to match blow for blow with Jackmon, but I don't think he has it in him. This is not the type of fight that Jaybocka wanted, but never mind. What does the commentator know? Down goes Jackmon.
And an important knockdown for Jay. Man, I wish that we had this fight all 3 rounds, but we were just going to see it all be settled here in round 3.
Hey, man, go for broke. At this point, Jackmon was on tournament life anyway.
Yeah, right now we've got a tie. If Jackmon gets another KO, it's going to be a TKO win for him. If Jay can get another knockdown, he's going to come out with the dub.
Jaybocka now back on the offensive, though. Jaybocka is going back for the revenge kill. This is dangerous.
These fighters here
are
they're very risky. And honestly, some moments that they're taking to react are the moments that they're getting caught.
Absolutely, man. I mean, honestly, I really don't know who's going to take it in this one. Both fighters fighting with a lot of heart right now. 40 seconds left in this third and final round as we run it back. What's interesting about this third and final round, it's a brand new fight. So both boxers' characters are at full health. And there we go. The play space now finally catching up to Jackmon, starting to glitch out a little bit.
And an unfortunate time for that. He was just doing so good with his sequences there. But Jay coming back into this round. Now we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do if this is going to be a draw.
It's going to go towards who had the most knockdowns, which is basically just this round. And then we're going to go to who has the most damage.
All right. So in that case, it looks like it would go to Jackmon.
And that is an 8-10 round for Jackmon, putting it at a tie. And we're going to have to go to the knockdowns. Jackmon there taking 2 knockdowns to 1 over Jaybocka, and also the more significant damage. I mean, total in this third round alone, they had more damage than in both of those rounds put together beforehand. And so by way of decision by the judges, in the event of a tie, we go to the player who had the most knockdowns. And if the knockdowns are the same, we go to the player who has the most damage. And in this instance, Jackmon not only had the most damage, but he also had the most knockdowns in this draw, which is going to take this fight by way of decision to Jackmon, advancing him on to the finals.